If I could have any fantasy come true, it probably would be that I could eat everything and as much as I want and never gain a pound. Does anyone else wish that, or is that just me? Hey guys, Melinda here. I am so stoked and so excited to be doing this video today because this is the very first recommendation that I have gotten from my good coworker friend, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, if you're watching this. She recommended this movie to me and she thought that it's something I could watch and that she knows about my movie reviews, so here we are. I'm so excited. This is a movie that I had been wanting to see for a while now, just never got around to it, and now it was the perfect excuse. So today I am going to be talking about Blumhouse's Fantasy Island. I am very ready to jump in and talk about this movie, but I like to play the trailer first, so let's do that and then we'll dive right into my thoughts.
There is an elevator. In the elevator, you press the button to the floor with no name. Behind those doors, there's a life you always dreamt of.
The plane. It's here. This weekend, you will be our guests. Here, anything and everything is possible.
No service. It's not everything is possible.
Good evening. I'm Mr. Rurik. Let me officially welcome you to Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island! Curious how this all works.
What if your fantasy involves a person from your life?
Holograms. Like Tupac.
What if it's somebody who died?
Tupac.
So, what's your fantasy?
Revenge on a childhood bully.
Your life is about to change. I hope you're ready. That is a really good hologram.
There is only one fantasy per guest. And you must see your fantasy through.
It brought her back to life.
No matter what.
Oh my God. That's really her.
Rourke, this is not what I meant.
What the hell is this place?
People die here.
The island's twisting what we asked for.
We weren't brought here to have our own fantasies.
I want it, I got it. I want it.
We were brought here to be a part of something else.
I got it. I want it, I got it.
I'm your friend.
I've always wanted to hear you say
I got it.
Hashtag never coming home. First, before I get into the review, I wanted to get your guys' say in on something. I have been thinking lately about taking out the trailers from these movie reviews just because it is just a giant chunk of it. When I first started doing this again, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the movie trailers, but I thought it would help for those that do click onto this video and want to get an idea, then they can watch the trailer as well. Some people don't like that, so I'm asking you guys, let me know if you like the trailers in these movie reviews, or if you don't, I can take them out. I always sum it up anyway. Let me know your thoughts on if I should take out the trailers or if I should leave them in. For those who haven't seen my other movie reviews, I like to give the review in a way that does not spoil anything in the movie, so that way anybody can click onto this video, get an idea if they want to watch it, and then go check it out themselves, or if they just want to hear my thoughts if they've already seen the movie. I don't spoil anything unless it is specifically referenced in the trailer, so let's get into it. So I was very intrigued by this movie when I first saw the trailer. First, Lucy Hale. I was a huge Pretty Little Liars fan. The second thing that caught my attention was it was a Blumhouse production. Blumhouse is my favorite production company. They do a lot of thrillers and horrors, so that's how I knew immediately immediately that this was going to be in that genre. It is honestly my personal dream to one day work for Blumhouse. I would love to be a writer for their production company. I love all their movies. I think they are doing a phenomenal job in the horror industry, and they're taking on such unique stories and producing very well done horror and thriller films. So I was very excited to see this trailer and to finally watch this movie because I had such high expectations for it, and they were kind of almost met. To briefly summarize what happened in the trailer and what the movie is about, these group of people, they come to this island known as Fantasy Island, and they basically get to live out a lifelong fantasy of theirs. Some involve partying. Lucy Hale, her fantasy was to take revenge on an old bully of hers. It's a wide range of fantasies that this island somehow creates for them, but it also takes a twist on it. I was very intrigued with the story and was very interested to see how this movie played out. I know it is based on a TV show from the 70s, I believe. I have never seen it. I would be very interested to go watch it now after seeing this film. I am going to be reviewing just the movie. I know nothing of the TV show, and I cannot reference anything to that. I think my biggest thing with this movie, I thought it was a really great story and it had me hooked. I was so intrigued. It really caught my attention immediately as soon as I started watching the film. And I thought it was very suspenseful, and it definitely had the thriller aspects to it. My thing though, Blumhouse does make horror films. I think they went a bit too far with the horror. The best way I would describe it is very cliche. It was cliched horror, and that really turned me off from this film, and I hated those moments and those scenes. So predictable and seen so many times. Just classic jump scares. I want to say that overall this was a really good film, but the horror cliches in it ruined it. If they take all of that out, which they could, rework it just to keep in the suspense and the thriller aspect of it, it would have been a really great film, and it would have been up there with my top favorites. That's really the biggest thing that changed how I felt about this film. I had a thought that crossed my mind. I had actually seen multiple trailers for this film and could not tell you what the genre was supposed to be. So the first trailer I saw, which is the one we just watched, I was dead set on, oh, it's a thriller, it's a horror, that's what this is. Other trailers came out and just really changed how the movie was being portrayed. I actually, for a second, thought it was going to be a dark comedy. There was a trailer that really focused on the comedic one-liners and just funny situations that the characters would get into. And I did have that thought when the comedy did start to play in this movie. Another reason why I thought it could be a dark comedy is the fact that Michael Pena, sorry if I'm saying it wrong, I've only seen him in comedies. A part of me didn't want to think that he would be in a horror film unless it was a dark comedy. That was another thing that I thought of. Personally, that is not a good thing when you associate a certain actor or actress with a genre of film, because then it really limits them from what they can do. Let this be a lesson learned. Don't make assumptions. I was wrong. Not a dark comedy. Not 100% sure why they felt they needed to throw in the comedy. I liked it, I enjoyed it, and I think it adds another layer to this film, but it was misleading and very confusing. One thing that I do like about this film is that it gives such creepy and uncomfortable vibes the entire film. I think that if a movie can make somebody physically feel uncomfortable, they're doing a great job, because that's what's gonna keep the audience's attention. And the fact that it was just so creepy with the dialogue and the characters, it really added so much more to the film. One of the things that I really enjoyed, and that we kind of see in the trailer a little bit, is that there are some fantasies that you would think are impossible to achieve. You would think, how is it possible? We see one of the girl characters say,
It brought her back to life.
You think then that this island brought somebody dead back to life. There are several moments like that throughout the entire film where there's just something that somebody wants that you think, how could the island possibly create this, even through holograms, stunt doubles, actors, however they do it, how is it possible? I really like that aspect because I'm watching the film the entire time and I just keep thinking, how is this possible? What is the end result? I loved having that question in the back of my mind because I just could not figure it out. That is one thing that I absolutely loved and I praise this film for. Going back to what I said about the cliched horror, the word that I wrote in my notes, which is perfect, would be cheesy. It's cheesy horror. That's what really, I wouldn't say ruined the film for me, but kind of just made me disappointed, I would say. Because again, you can take out that cheesiness, rewrite the script, keep in the scary suspense thriller, and it would have been a great movie. It would have been such a phenomenal story. When I was going the whole movie thinking, how is this happening? How is the island doing this? Is it magic? I had those questions the entire time. I wanted to know the how and the what. And when it finally revealed itself to what is happening and how it's happening, I was so disappointed. It felt like lazy writing at that point. Again, I haven't seen the TV show that this movie is based on, so I don't know if it's the exact same in the TV show or not, but either way, the how and the reasoning was awful. I hated it, absolutely hated it. I wanted to turn the movie off at that point, but I wanted to see it through. I was very intrigued to see how each of these characters' storylines were all connected. I knew that there had to be some reasoning behind it. I was just waiting to get to that point. And when they finally started dropping hints at how and why they were connected, my brain really went into overdrive because I wanted to figure it out before the ending, but I couldn't. And that is something else that I really loved. I did not see the ending coming at all. I did not see that plot twist. The movie did such a good job at hinting at it throughout, but you didn't realize what those hints were. When the ending was revealed and the plot twist was revealed, all of those hints came circling back to me, and I realized, oh my goodness, this makes so much more sense now. They hinted at it so many times and I didn't pick it up, and I totally forgot about them until this point. That was really good. Normally when films drop hints like that, I pick up on it right away. That's what makes it predictable and I'm able to guess the ending right at the beginning. Couldn't do that with this film at all. I thought that was just amazingly done. It's just so good, so good. I'm gonna wrap it up. My camera is getting close to dying. My final thoughts on this is the ending. Although I loved the plot twist and was not expecting it, it was so dramatic. It was like overly dramatic that I almost couldn't take it seriously. I will admit though that the plot twist, when they started to explain it, it just felt kind of weak. The motive and the idea, the intent just felt very weak to me. It felt like lazy writing to me, or if that's actually what happened in the TV show. Again, I don't know. I cannot tell the difference. And because of that, it created a lot more questions and probably some plot holes. I just can't see past that now. And the fact that the way that they ended it made it seem like they could do a sequel. There are so many bad ratings on this movie out there that I doubt that they will do a sequel to this, but they did leave it that they could. I hope that they don't. I think they should just leave this the way it is, lay it to rest. Overall, I would say it was a great film. I just hated the cheesy horror that they put in, and the motive at the ending was very, very weak and disappointing to me. So those are really the biggest things that I didn't like about the film. But again, overall it was great. I had fun watching it, very entertaining. I do recommend, especially to horror buffs out there like myself. I think it's just such a neat idea and a neat concept that I would recommend everybody to go watch it. That's it. I'm gonna wrap up this movie review for you guys. If you liked this video or if you liked the movie, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. It would absolutely mean the world to me. And hit that subscribe button if you're not already and you want to see more content. I just posted a video where I talk about how I'm going to start doing some bonus content on this channel aside from my movie and TV reviews. So go check out that video. I explain a little bit more, so lots of content coming. Also, leave your comments down below on what you thought about the movie, what you thought about this movie review, and again, if you want me to keep the trailers in these reviews or if you want me to take the trailer out. Please let me know down in the comments. That's it. I will see you guys in the next video. Live life, always laugh, and enjoy the journey. Bye.